Hi everyone, it's Gonzalo and Macy. We're gonna do a quick breakdown of how we use touch. I use it for directing a dog, and I use it as a behavior that I quickly compound into other behaviors, meaning I stack a lot of behaviors after this one, right? So how I teach a touch that to a dog that's never done it before is I stick my hand out. The second they touch it with their nose, it opens up. That's it. Second they touch it with their nose, it opens up. That's it. As soon as that's happening, as soon as it looks good, when I'm sure the dog's gonna touch it, I go touch, and that's it. I say the word touch, and I open my hand when they touch their nose to my hand. Macy, touch. Good. So we know she's hungry, we know she wants food, her kibble's in here. Good. Macy, touch. Macy, touch. Touch. That's not her crying. There's another dog behind us that's crying right now, walking on a leash. Macy, touch. So that's all that happens now. Ideally, what should happen is she should do touch right there and by that area. Good. So why I do that is because it's going to help her on the walks later for where she has to be to engage me. And you can see we already practiced this a few days ago where I do touch and she has to sit, and then that's the next thing that happens, right? So you can see even with a really young puppy, you can still start combining and compounding behaviors, stacking them up. So why this works is because we've done 100 reps of this. Macy, touch. And then she's wondering what else to do. So now she's learning that after a touch, she has to do a sit. Good. Good. And now what I'm asking her for now is for a sit and eye contact, and that's the only way that she's getting food. So we got a lot of distractions. We got a mom and a kid right behind us. Good. And we got another dog right here off leash. We got 2 dogs off leash. So you're gonna see how I work with that. And with a puppy like this, with a puppy this young, I don't correct any behaviors, okay? It's too young. She's easily distracted, so we don't want to make any bad associations with me calling her over and working with her. Macy, touch. Good. Yeah. Good. So she's already learning that it's touch, sit, and eye contact. And that engages more food or engages more play. Come over here, mama. Good, there we go. Sit. Good. Yes. I'm gonna show you guys how I work with walking a puppy that doesn't have much leash communication. So first thing we teach them, of course, is a touch. Touch. They touch the hand, they sit next to us, and they get food. Good job. So that's very important. Now she's dropping a little bit. Next thing that we do is I teach them that any time that there's tension on the leash, they have to do a touch and sit. Super easy. It does not matter what the length of the leash. Here we're using a retractable, but it doesn't matter if it's 6 feet or 10 feet. Anytime that there's tension like that, she has to come to me, do a touch, and sit. Hope that makes sense. So then what we do next is we move and we do a lot of U-turns. Lots and lots of U-turns like this. And we keep them right there. Macy, touch, sit, and that's it. It does not matter how far you go on a walk with a dog What matters is the quality of the walk. Too many people are focused on quantity and not quality, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let her get distracted. I'm gonna let her go in front, and I'm going to turn around and go the other way. And for coming to me and sitting down, Macy, sit. She gets food, and then I can move her right next to me and pay her for moving. Yes. But all the rewards come next to me. For every single dog, I teach that everything always happens next to me on the side in which we're gonna walk them. So any kind of tension on the leash means come back to me, touch, sit, and look at me. So any tension on the leash means come back to me, sit, and look. And the sit is not taught through pressure. The sit is taught through food, and then I layer the up tension anytime that I say sit. You can see she's still very, very happy because she doesn't take that as a correction or punishment. She takes it as a conversation. So if she goes ahead of me, I'm going to slow down. I turn the other way, and she has to catch up. So this is a puppy that has not gotten a lot of exposure to the world, so everything's throwing her off. Smells, trucks, everything's throwing her off. So that's why I have her on a retractable leash, so she has a lot of room to work with me. And most importantly, I'm giving her all her food through the behavior that we need to work on the most. So you can see she's walking right next to me, and if I turn, she comes running to me. Good. And if I put pressure, she sits. That's exactly what we need from her. Let's go. This way. There's a dog over here passing on a bike. That's good. We'll see how she acts with that. That's great. Good job, Macy. Let's go. Perfect. Baby steps gets us to the biggest steps, which is a good, calm heel with no reactivity. Good job, Macy. And for looking up like that, walking next to me, Macy, she gets paid.